Much of the cryptocurrency landscape continues to consolidate. Litecoin and Polkadot making some moves poised to potentially lead crypto markets to the upside. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. Let's jump into this altcoin special. Today, Litecoin, Polkadot. This is Litecoin. I'm going to start here on the charts. Everybody, Litecoin was a huge part of my crypto journey. I had some concerns, I guess, years ago leading into the Litecoin halving, but now we have hit this area on the LTC BTC chart. We are just above it. We just bounced off of it. Litecoin making this turnaround that I've just been watching for so long on this pair, very similar to what transpired in February 2017, potentially happening right now. And on the USD pair, some really cool things happening. So what happened was I saw this tweet a little bit ago. Titan Inc. says, I have this weird feeling that Litecoin's going to explode to $1,000 when everyone least expects it. I appreciate this tweet because, and this was like an hour ago, I appreciate it because I get that same feeling. I get that same vibe right now. And it's what I want to talk about in this video. I just tweeted this right before recording. I said, Litecoin, it is finally time. Everybody, Litecoin's undervalued. And it's doing exactly as it's done in the last cycle, which is frustrate a lot of people, trade sideways, lose against the BTC pair. You can see Litecoin here, number 9 on market cap. So still a contender. It's a top 10, everybody. But right now, we got, what is the market cap right now? Is around $14 billion. Bitcoin sitting at over $1 trillion market cap. So that says a lot in terms of Litecoin upside. So going over here to the LTC BTC pair, you see the turnaround, you see the shift transpiring. Been waiting so long. We didn't touch the yellow line. Maybe we still will. I don't know. But if we're truly going into this altcoin season for the rest of this bull market, or at the very least, if that's getting ready to happen soon, maybe within a couple months, Litecoin is positioned incredibly well, incredibly strong right now. You see the weekly momentum oscillators, the slower moving momentum oscillator, so much room for upside, explosion. We saw what happened back here in terms of RSI, explosion for the rest of the bull markets. So it's just a really nice looking chart all around on the weekly for Litecoin. Going to the 6 hour, this is what I tweeted. We got a break here, and this is Litecoin breaking a symmetrical triangle that is fallen into. We are very close to the apex of the symmetrical triangle. We got the break above. Not out of the woods yet. We really got to keep in mind all the resistance that does lie ahead for Litecoin, but this is what you want to watch for. If Litecoin can drum up the momentum to break this area, it's explosion time. It's explosion time for Litecoin. If we look at the chart for Litecoin right now, probably looking at $350 to $400 target, first step target for Litecoin. But this is what we're checking out. Swing high, swing low, and you have Litecoin breaking this first Fibonacci resistance. Very big move for Litecoin because the same thing happening right now is this upper trend line being broken as well. So confluent resistance being broken on the short term. How will the 6 hour candle close? Will we stay above the 786? Will we stay above the upper trend line? It's really $214 to like $217. It's just below Litecoin right now. So we need to track this on the short term. But ultimately, this is the Fibonacci resistance we're looking for Litecoin to break. Swing high to swing low of this symmetrical triangle. And just up here at the 786, around $226, if Litecoin can drum up that momentum right now, today, next couple of days, maybe we trade sideways here, boom, get separation from that area. Very big sign for Litecoin. And, could be the beginning of the story for Litecoin to approach that area on the charts, $350 to $400, a nice stepping stone for Litecoin. I want to say Litecoin, we just talked about it. It's $14 billion market cap. You look at Ethereum sitting at 242 billion and you say, okay, Litecoin could 10x to 140 billion and still be well under Ethereum in terms of market cap. Litecoin could 10x easy at this point. You know, at this point of the bull cycle. And so Litecoin's really looking bullish in terms of all altcoins. It's a very bullish looking altcoin. I'm long on Litecoin now. And it's going to be fun to watch this. It's been fun watching it over the years. I know so many of you cool people in Litecoin, and I've just been rooting for it. And I really think it's turning around here on the chart. So it's a good thing. Want to talk about DOT. We can note DOT right now around 40 billion on market cap. I want to say this. You all know, I'm sure many of you know, I'm so long on Cardano. I've been so long for a while now, seen such great gains. It's been consolidating, but just look at the market cap, 38 billion compared to DOT, 40 billion. They're both just huge contenders in this ecosystem that many compare to Ethereum. There's no hate from me against Ethereum, but when you look at the gap from, it doesn't matter, Cardano or Polkadot, this $40 billion area, and then you look at the gap of Ethereum, 240 billion, there's so much market share that DOT will be taking, and I truly think this is just beginning as well. If you go to the DOT BTC pair, it's just a story of uptrend. And if we are, just like Litecoin, getting ready to go into this alt season, even if it's a couple months away, the explosion for DOT comparative to the BTC pair, so much upside there as well. I mean, this is potentially just getting started. You can see on the weekly, put in a nice weekly candle last week. Right now, so far, a little bit red, but you know, whether DOT comes down a little bit or not, there's so much upside on this pair in terms of, and this is all based around what part of the bull cycle we are at, what part of, you know, the bull cycle Bitcoin is at. And if alts are really going to start performing here for the next 6 months or so, there's so much upside in terms of DOT, and a lot of it does stem from its value in the crypto ecosystem. And if you're in Polkadot, you know there is a lot happening inside the Polkadot ecosystem. I'm going to post a link for you. This is kind of the weekly update, weekly digest of everything going on, all the projects within the ecosystem. It truly is bullish stuff. And so they're at a little different stage of building and tech as, you know, Cardano, but all of these projects doing so many cool things. And I really, you know, just like a 10-second thing I want to say, we really should be coming together and rooting for each other's projects instead of comparing your crypto to other cryptos, everybody, because there's just a lot of cool stuff happening. Polkadot, really interesting project, but let's go to the USD pair and let's talk about what's going on. So on the daily chart, and this is kind of what's, you know, interesting to me, is this 20-day moving average that Cardano, look at me, that DOT has consolidated into with the 50-day moving average, this blue line. So 20-day moving average, green line, consolidating into 50-day moving average. Now, the same thing on the USD pair comparative to the Bitcoin pair. So much room still for upside. We talk about $40 billion market cap. Very well can do a 5 to 10x from here in terms of the rest of this bull market. And when we see charts like this on the USD, Polkadot has really been consolidating, you know, since end of February, and we're in April now. It's just now getting this overextension from the 50-day moving average once again. So DOT looking very similar to how it looked back here, you know, November to December area. And remember, in terms of Bitcoin, November is Bitcoin breaking through the bull market doors, right? So we had that move, DOT consolidated into, and you can see the green line, the 20-day moving average consolidating into, explosion to the upside. We're getting a very similar thing happening right now, and DOT getting that explosion to the upside, maybe taking a little bit of a break right here, and we're going to continue watching. If markets in general continue to the upside, DOT has a very good likelihood of outperforming a lot of altcoins, I would say. So right now, that's what we're looking at. You can just see very simply looking at the chart, DOT has just broken this entire upper trend line area of resistance that it's seen right around 38, you know, $38 to $40. So really big play for Polkadot. But long story short, I know I'm kind of zoomed in here on the daily chart. The thing that's doing this for me, right, where I'm really looking closely at different altcoins is the fact that there are certain altcoins, and trust me, the list goes on, everybody. There are a ton of altcoins to talk about. VChain down here at 22, $6 billion value. Um, so many different ones. I'm not even going to go into that. But my point is this: the top contenders, when we're looking at like the top 10, when you start looking at the gap between really the top two and you start seeing the flow of money within crypto getting moved around, there's a lot to be said in the type of money that could flow into projects like Polkadot and Litecoin, obviously, as we talked about, $14 billion. There's just a lot of upside. It's at the end of the day, that's what we're looking at. We can dive in, we can start digging into the very zoomed in charts, the 6 hour on Polkadot, and we can talk about what's going on right now. I'm not going to do that in this video. I really just wanted to give a broad sense of what the charts are looking like, the upside potential that I think is just available on the .BTC pair, and the upside potential that I really think is strongly available on the LTC BTC pair. Remember, Litecoin has long-standing institutional interest. And so that's just another thing in play. There's just so much room for upside for Litecoin right now. So let's see what happens in general, the crypto markets in general, for all of these things, Litecoin and Polkadot to continue to the upside. We need to have a green week. Bitcoin needs to perform at the very least sideways, and it needs to, kind of break out of short-term resistance that it's in right now, because we've been tracking the short-term resistance on Bitcoin. You can just check it out real quick. It's very important to track Bitcoin charts. When all of this is transpiring, we need Bitcoin to make a break from this area to the upside. We're at an insanely critical resistance area for Bitcoin. It needs to break out. If that happens, I see Litecoin, Polkadot performing really well with that move. So wanted to do an update. Appreciate you all cruising by. I hope you're having a great day. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, turn the notification bells on. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.